I want to welcome you once again to my YouTube channel and to thank you for faithfully subscribing, watching, commenting, and sharing. Today, I want us to talk on a life skill. For those of you who have been following my page, you know that apart from being a minister of the Word of God, I am also a counseling psychologist, and therefore today I'll be speaking to you on a topic that is related to empowering you with life skills that will empower you to fulfill your destiny in this life. And today I'll be talking on a topic, drop the endless excuses. Because you realize that most of us, the reason why our lives are not moving to the next level, the reason why our lives are empty, we don't have any tangible fruit or evidence to show that we are progressing, is because every day, every week, every month, year in, year out, we are so rich with excuses. And that is why, dear listener, you're not even fulfilling your destiny. And therefore, as I share the content of this video today, it is my desire that I will be able to positively challenge you to stop this life and mentality of giving excuses and begin executing all the plans that you have been keeping in your mind, in your notebook, and begin to live an abundant life. And one of the things I want to begin by saying is that we all give valid excuses once in a while. It doesn't mean that giving an excuse once in a while is bad. No, no, no. What I am talking about is a situation whereby every day of your life you have an excuse, even when you know you should not give an excuse. And another thing that I want you to understand is that as you keep giving these excuses, as you make giving of endless excuses to be like a pattern and a lifestyle in your life, you will reach a point whereby your life will become stagnant. A situation whereby you are giving endless excuses points to a more serious problem, your healthy ability to make decisions that build up our lives. Because most of the time, the reason we give an excuse is because we are running away from responsibility. Therefore, if you find yourself using excuses to run away from taking personal responsibility for your own personal growth, progress, and advancement in life, then I want you to sit right there and continue watching, because this message is packaged for you. However, if you are those people who have already come out of the boat of giving excuses, this message is still for you, packaged for you, because I believe it will equip you and empower you from falling into this trap of giving endless excuses in the future. Like I always say, we are all candidates in the University of Learning. And in the University of Learning, there is no graduating. I want you to know, dear listener, that this habit of giving endless excuses has grounded so many lives. It has finished off so many careers and destroyed so many destinies. As a counselor, I can tell you that is true. As a mentor, I can tell you that is true. It is a serious problem. And the worst thing about it is that people have normalized giving excuses until they don't see anything wrong with it. And it is my hope that as you listen to this video message, you will be challenged to drop this cycle of giving endless excuses. I want us to now go quickly through the era of excuses. By error, I mean it is an erroneous thing for you to keep giving an excuse yesterday, today, tomorrow, until some of you risk being nicknamed excuse. And the first error that excuses will bring in your life is that excuses will kill your zeal for success. I don't know about you, but I desire to make it in life. I love to succeed in what I do. And one thing I want you to understand is that the moment you begin giving excuses, eventually that zeal that you normally have when you are beginning a new project, when you are beginning a new job, with time eventually, the excuses will kill that zeal if you are not careful. There is because excuses make you accommodate your failures instead of learning from your failures and turning your failures around into becoming massive opportunities, you realize that excuses, they will make you never to learn from your mistakes and failures. They instead make you justify your stagnation, such that even when some people around your life, they question, how come you're not making any progress in your life? Instead of agreeing you have a problem of excuses, you start giving justifications. Excuses will eventually dry up and wither off the zeal to succeed in your life. And that is why you have to get rid of every excuse in your life, because I want to empower you to make it in life. Excuses snuff out your passion for action, and without action, we all know you cannot experience any tangible progress or success or results in your life. Are you listening to me? And you are hungry for success. You are passionate to live a successful life. Then I want to tell you, drop off every excuse. And the second error that excuses will bring into your life, dear listener, is that they amplify your weaknesses and shortcomings. Why? You realize that most of the times we give excuses because we think we are not good enough. We think we are not qualified enough. That is why we always give excuses. We cannot start that business. We cannot apply for that job. Excuses make us focus more on our shortcomings and weaknesses, and this increases our ability to keep giving more excuses and more excuses. I want you to take a pause and ask yourself, why are you where you are in your life right now? How come this year you have not made any progress? When you are told to apply for a job, you always give excuses. I don't have that degree. I don't have that master's. Why don't you go ahead and apply? Some of us, you have been planning to open a business for the last 5 years. Why? Excuses after excuses. Meanwhile, you could have opened the business and learned on the job. And like I said earlier, even if you fail, you learn from your mistakes. And what I'm saying, in other words, dear listener, is that excuses will keep you away from the learning and training ground. Because remember, all of us, we are learning. And therefore, I want to challenge you from today. Don't give another excuse. Go and do that which you have been postponing. And I know you will write to me with a positive feedback. And the third error that excuses bring into our lives is that they feed, I like calling it this way, they feed and fatten the belly of laziness. Yes, you heard me right, laziness, laxity, doing things slowly, in slow motion, and in action, which in the long run will make you irrelevant in your area of assignment. Some of you, as you are listening to me, you were doing very well in your area of assignment, but because of giving excuses every day, you have now become lazy, you have become lax, and you are not doing anything about it. And I want you to understand that these three things, laziness, laxity, and inaction, are one of the top killers of destiny. And if you want to know what I'm talking about, I want to encourage you, go and look for somebody who is in their 60s, 70s, 80s, and sit down and ask them, what is one of your greatest regrets? And they will tell you, giving excuses in my younger days. Because remember, when you are young and energetic, you will think, I'm giving excuses. I am still young. I am still young. But how many know with each passing night, with each breaking of dawn, we are growing older? And therefore, I want to challenge you, do not give another excuse, otherwise you'll end up becoming lazy. Excuses mean you are not taking any action. You are doing zero action. Zero action means, dear listener, you join the company of those who do nothing constructive with their lives. And if you are not careful, you will end up with ear in, ear out, nothing. And as I always like saying, you do nothing, you think nothing, your life will become nothing, which is an error, because you have not been kept alive by God for you to do nothing. Doing nothing will birth and nurture a lifestyle and a culture in your life of laziness and doing nothing. And if you're not careful, this belly will become so big until you cannot even move on an inch, and you will be forced into the permanent bed of laziness. I don't know about you, but I am allergic to laziness. I would rather even stand up and jump. I would rather wake up and do something. And I want to challenge somebody who has been pushed into a bed of laziness because of excuses. Begin with a small task. Wake up and take a walk around your neighborhood. But do whatever it takes. But get out of that bed of laziness, because laziness will kill your destiny. And do you know what will happen if you continue with this behavior of excuses? The laziness will saturate every area of your life, and this will eventually deny you the opportunity to fulfill your life destiny, purpose, and assignment. I want you to know that giving endless excuses will mean that you will permanently be missing in action in your field of expertise. Can you imagine? When the other people in your area of expertise, they're out there in the field, sweating it out, trying new things, you are sitting down, giving excuses. And as you continue giving excuses, soon and very soon, you will become irrelevant. Why should you wait to become irrelevant when you just need to arise? Look yourself in the mirror and say to yourself, no more excuses. What this will do to you is that eventually you will end up missing on so many key life opportunities. And by the time you are coming to your senses, you will be so much behind. You will become forgotten, even in your field of expertise. And eventually, if you're not careful, as I said earlier, you will be rendered irrelevant in your area of assignment. That is an error. And that is why I am speaking these life skills to you, because it is an error for you to be rendered irrelevant, whereas you have all the qualifications. And therefore, I challenge you, drop the excuses and dissolve that irrelevance right now and begin making powerful impact in your area and field of expertise. Yes, that is my challenge to you at this hour. And the fourth error that giving excuses brings to our lives is that excuses will turn you into a coward. You heard me right. Giving excuses all the time. You want to hide. You don't want to do anything. You don't want to attempt anything. You don't want to open any business. You don't even want to do anything at all. Because even the smallest of things, you are giving excuses. Very soon, if you're not careful, you will become a coward, which is very sad. Excuses will make you pregnant with fear and insecurities. Endless excuses, my listener, will eventually dry up, completely dry up your wells of self-confidence and self-drive. You know the way sometimes you feel like you are full of energy. If you continue giving excuses one of these days, you will not even have the confidence to come out of that bed. You will slowly lose confidence in your talents, gifts, and abilities. Your excuses, they will plant seeds of incompetence inside your mind. And if you do not uproot these seeds, you will soon fear to do things that even you are naturally gifted to do. That is how dangerous excuses are to your life. Excuses will make you begin seeing imaginary mountains, imaginary opposition, and obstacles that are not even existing. Can you imagine? And this will make you so fearful until you'll be afraid to take any steps towards your life journey. It is an error. I want you to understand so many people have missed out on thriving relationships that could have led to a thriving marriage or to a thriving business relationship because of being cowards. Can you imagine? And therefore, I challenge you this time. From today, I encourage you to drop every excuse in every area of your life that is turning you into a coward, whereas you know that deep inside of you, you are a bold and a fearless lion or lioness. Refuse to allow excuses to take away your boldness and turn you into a coward. And the fifth error that excuses will bring into our lives is that excuses will finally kill. Yes, they will kill your life purpose, your destiny, and assignment, and hinder you from serving your generation and impacting many lives positively. How many of you listening to me right there, you know very well you have a gift, even to talk to the teenagers, to the young people around your life, and encourage them. But because of fear, because of excuses, you're just sitting there. You're just sitting there. You're just waiting to listen to the next breaking news. Oh, who is the next teenager in the neighborhood who is pregnant? Who is the next child who is rebellious? Whereas you know, you just need to drop the excuses, take a step, and begin a program to empower those two teenagers, those two children in your neighborhood. And as you do that one of these days, you will be speaking to auditoriums. Excuses also, they make you see the negative side of everything and everyone around you. This is so common even in our society. You realize most people, they will give an excuse and blame everyone. The president, the politicians, the pastors, their parents, as in they are giving excuses and blaming everybody. Some even are blaming their spouses, the spouse you chose, you yourself. And before you know it, before long, you become a carrier and a dispenser of negative energy until nobody wants even to be close to you. Excuses will eventually dry up every seed of optimism in your life until you become a pessimist. For example, some people give excuses, like I was saying, and refuse to start any business or even look for a job because they believe that the government has destroyed everything. Yet other people who are daring and risk takers, they are thriving in the very same environment and under the very same government. So I want to challenge you, as you are sitting there on that couch of excuses, others out there, they are becoming movers and shakers. So the choice is yours. Excuses will also make you shy away from discovering and pursuing your life purpose and destiny. Because remember, it is a process of learning. And as long as you are giving an excuse, you will do nothing. Excuses will also keep you away from the path of your destiny fulfillment. Since, as I have said, it is a journey. It involves a lot of hard work. It involves a lot of strategies and actions and analysis. It is not a path for the lazy. And like I said earlier, excuses and more excuses will turn you into a lazy bone. And in conclusion, dear listener, I want you to understand that excuses will turn you to a mere spectator who sits down and watches as others make things happen, which I believe is a big error. Excuses will destroy your creativity. Can you imagine? And turn you into a confused mess. If you are not careful, excuses will make you forget where you were going in the first place. Excuses will plug you into the rat race of endless activities with no tangible evidence of any results. Excuses will dilute the richness and vibrancy of your inbuilt capacity to think big and instead turn you into a small thinker. That one is an error. Excuses will turn you into a perennial complainer who is soaking in the ocean of discouragement and frustration as a result of having nothing happening in your life. As you are giving excuses, your life will be stagnant. As you look at the life of others, their life is happening. So what happens? You become frustrated. You become discouraged. You become full of negative energy. And eventually, you do nothing about your life. That is an error. Remember, dear listener, the world is fast-paced. and it has not time to accommodate people who continue to give endless excuses. Excuses will also eliminate flavor and fragrance from your life and make your life stale and flat. Since remember, as you execute the plans and the strategies of your life will be full of energy and excitement, and that is what makes our lives interesting. It is my hope, my listener, that I have managed to stir you up from a position of giving endless excuses into the position of taking the necessary actions towards the execution of your life goals. Because I refuse to believe that as you're listening to me, you don't have any life goals. It is not possible. And I want to encourage you. I was once riding and sitting in that boat of giving endless excuses, but not anymore. The moment I got an understanding that as I was sitting there in my comfort zone, giving daily excuses, others were flourishing and life was happening. And therefore I left that boat. And right now, I am doing something positive with my life. I want to encourage you to refuse to sit inside that boat of endless excuses for another second. I want to encourage you to arise and begin working on your life goals, your plans, your strategies, even for this year, even as you're in the month of October. It is not later. And remember that your generation is eagerly waiting for your expertise. Some of you are giving excuses, yet you carry solutions to the rebellious behavior of this generation. And therefore, as you are giving excuses, we are losing more young people to drugs. But the moment you arise and you start taking action, you are going to save our generation with our expertise. And I want to conclude by telling you this. The next time the enemy of excuses comes knocking at your door, respond with a list of your execution strategies and shut that door and don't open it again. Until the next time I see you in the next video, I wish you well and all the best as you begin the execution of dropping off every excuse that has been hindering you. We meet at the top.